Welcome to the inaugural Golden Cleats Awards ceremony. You know, for decades, Jamaica has had a tradition, a legacy of gold, and has been known for producing some of the greatest athletes in the world. And especially at track, at Olympics and World Finals, when the world looks at those finals, it isn't the question of whether Jamaica is in the finals, it's how many Jamaicans are in the finals. And Jamaica's achievements in athletics are an area that let us see the potential for Jamaica. It lets us see what we can do in the world when we have a goal and when we pursue it with passion. At difficult times in our country, more than others, it's important that we see these examples, this legacy of gold, because we certainly need, as many as we can, examples of greatness. Now at Scotiabank Group, after 120 years in Jamaica that we celebrated a few weeks ago, we believe we know something about legacy as well. And when we decided to partner with JAAA on this event, it was based upon a vision of excellence and a vision of that legacy. And so tonight is about honoring the exceptional performance of our athletes, both present and past. But it's also looking towards the future. And the money that will be raised this evening will go to training equipment and that equipment that's required in order to ensure that that legacy continues with the younger generation.
Of the J3s who are scattered far and wide in this room, sponsors, athletes, coaches, supporters, well-wishers, and the media. A year ago, I stood at the awards ceremony for the J3s at the Hilton Hotel and declared that Scotiabank was prepared to participate in a program such as this in a partnership with the J3s. 1 year later, Scotiabank kept their word. I thank you very much on behalf of the J3s. Track and field has done this country proud for many years, as we know, and history is replete with examples of our achievements. This evening is a special evening in that, having had a very successful year in 2009 again, we are very pleased to be here this evening to witness and to share with the receptors and receptacles that we're going to be hearing from later on, both in terms of the meals that we're about to receive, which is being served, and also to recognize and pay homage to our male athlete of the year, female athlete of the year, and coach of the year. So very briefly, let me say we are very pleased of this partnership, and part of the proceeds of this evening's event will go not towards the traditional things that fundraisers do, that is to send teams abroad and so on. We in the J3s took the decision that we need to upgrade some of our physical facilities, our fully finished equipment, the software, the computers, the hurdles, the high jump pits, and so on. And so we are very thankful for this turnout this evening, and we're hoping that those sponsors who have been here with us over the years and are here tonight for the first time, together we'll be able to ensure that this country, over the years, will continue to be very proud of the performance and performances of all of our athletes. Let me end, therefore, by hoping that this is the beginning of a long-lasting relationship, Mr. Boyd and Anya, and we hope that we will be able to continue as Jamaicans to be very proud of the achievements of our athletes and the coaching.
Master of Ceremonies, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It really is a special pleasure to give you the committee results tonight, because seated among us are some of the world's finest sprinters, hurdlers, and coaches. So we agonized over some of these choices, but in the end, I think our committee were fairly unanimous in who should receive these awards. I haven't been guided by the MC as to whom I should start with. So perhaps I should start with the Male Athlete of the Year, whom I think most of us might have been putting their money on. But as we watched the past recipient, last year's recipient this year, we noticed that he entered an egg and spoon race in which he tied for first. But of all things, he tied with a woman. Then we watched him on a motor racing circuit in which he was not the fastest driver. Given his history, we were a little surprised that he was not the fastest driver. But he had a very good excuse, something to the effect that there was a splinter in his toe. We also had difficulty deciding between Gaza and Gully, but eventually the 9.58 and the 1919 and that relay leg confirmed Usain Bolt as our male athlete of 19. The Honorable Usain.
It definitely shows that I'm consistent. So it definitely feels good as always, and I just continue trying to win this every year, and that's my aim, to continue winning all these awards every year. And this will show that I'm actually still on top and working hard.
Our next award is for the Female Athlete of the Year, and we had great difficulty in that selection. I won't incur the ire of my sponsors by suggesting that that gender is always a difficult gender. But I know I'm treading on dangerous ground. Forgive me, Sister P. But last year's recipient, Melaine Walker, lowered her time to be the second fastest ever in history, and continued on her way to being perhaps the finest 400-meter hurdler of all time among women. And she did what she promised. She was going to use superior technique to beat the field, and that she did. Then we had the post-retirement performance of Bridget Foster Hilton, who ran an outstanding race at the World Championships and then remained unbeaten for the rest of the season. And thirdly, we had Shelly-Ann Fraser, who won the World Championships in a national record, finally breaking the 13-year record of our Queen, Merlene Ottey. And it should be interesting to note that the only two faster times when she did her time were done by Flojo and Marion Jones. I need to say that more. And then she ran a scintillating backstretch in the relay to be the only Jamaican female to leave Berlin with 2 gold medals. So even though we admit that the award is really for the whole year, we think that the national champion who won 2 gold medals should be our female athlete of the year.
I'm feeling good. I mean, as anybody else would feel, to be recognized for your achievements, I think that's pretty good. If Melaine or Bridget had won, I would have feel really excited for them because I trained with them, so I know the hard work that they put in.